This is a disaster for the San Diego Padres. We got to talk about Jackson Merrill, his injury status, the latest on his potential return to the team, and what the impact of having him out is going to mean on the San Diego Padres. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Padres Digest. Thank you very much to tuning into the show. This is the part where I kind of intro myself, the show, ask to do the stereotypical YouTube thing of could you hit subscribe, and then say, let's go back to talking about baseball. If you were watching as of us recording this, last night's catastrophic collapse late in the game for the San Diego Padres, there was an overall sense of dread and grief coming out of it, but there was also the loss of Jackson Merrill, who we have now been updated is going to be moved to the 7-day IL and have Trenton Brooks called up from AAA El Paso to replace him. Getting to both of that, I will say that we do have a deeper dive on Trenton Brooks than I'm going to take here entirely, but we'll talk about him. You, like I say, hit the subscribe button. You get all this kind of content for you. 7-day concussion. Okay. We've already been through this once this year with Luis Arraez, and I want to try on these injury videos to stay as underreactive as possible. Let's believe in the best. Let's look at the quick case scenario. Concussion protocol is 48 hours to be fully back into the cleared zone of being able to be certified by all the doctors in place. So he could only be gone for a day or two, a game or two. He could be gone a full 7 days. He could be gone for the rest of this. Justin Morneau comes to mind of like a worst case scenario. We never see him the same. I don't think this was that. I think that this is baseball being safe. I think this is the Padres saying, you know what, like it's a long season. We need you at your healthiest. Let's not take a risk. Let's put you into the protocol. You can see there from the videos that we showed at the beginning that, I mean, he looked shaken. It was visibly, I'm not trying to brush this off, but I'm trying to say, like, let's say that he is gone for just a week. Padres are already kind of collapsing right now. Things feel like they are tense and tight. The Dodgers we have a second go around with the Dodgers coming right back up, and so him being out for this 7-day full stretch means he will miss part, if not all, of that series potentially. And that could be, with losses right now to Astros and then some to the Dodgers, that could be a really big drop for the Padres to find themselves 6-7 games back and trying to be like, okay, we just lost to these teams and now we're this far back. Like, it seems like we could get ourselves in a little bit of a spiral here. So watching Jackson Merrill get moved off and then moved into the concussion protocol, like it's not fantastic in and of itself. That being said, it is the 7-day. Merrill, we didn't, and maybe this is just cruel analysis, but we didn't have a Tua moment. There was no hands clenching. He was not knocked unconscious. So I got to hope and assume that this is one where he will want to get back out there. The Padres will want to get him back out there. There is no point in like slow walking him. Just make sure he passes all the neurological checks. And in the interim of him needing to miss a game or two, you do the kind of thing where we are bringing up player Trenton Brooks from AAA. Trenton Brooks is probably going to wind up playing very minimally. I would assume that we will see probably Tyler Wade and Lockridge and some guys that we've already seen out in the outfield. These are the numbers for Brooks. Like I said, we've done a whole deep dive video on him. So I will give you the 60-second synopsis of he's 29. He is a San Diego native, so that's a fun story to have a local kid coming up and making a debut. He has not played a ton of Major League Baseball over the years. He has mostly played minor league baseball, and he's a good hitter. He's okay hitter. Like, who knows? Sometimes guys translate better than others. The thing that I look at in all of this is the 14 home runs. He has pop, and whether or not he translates that into an ability to hit. If he hits 280, who cares if he's hitting 240, but he runs into a couple of them for some doubles, for some home runs, for some pop, for some flair, for some vibe. Like, I don't know. I'm fine with it. Like I said, I'm assuming that this will be, and from other sources that you read on the internet, it's probably going to be some of the established major league guys who will be getting most of those reps, but the Padres will need to get everybody reps, and saying Merrill misses 5 days or somewhere between 3 and 7, like somewhere in 7 or less. We probably see him get 1 start, 2 pinch appearances or defensive late substitution. Like, I don't know. We'll run him out there a little bit. We'll test him out. They only gave Terso 7 at bats, so I have no confidence in this current season's ownership management vibes to be like, oh, we're just going to run a young guy or a unproven guy out there and just kind of figure it out. But, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will just give him a chance. Here's Merrill's stats. Obviously, now this being his second stint on the IL, he is one like chunk of at bats behind the everyday-ish players. About 60 at bats behind in these numbers, but still 304 at this point in the season is really, really good, and is not something that you have anybody in the minor leagues to just jump in there and immediately replace. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this could be a serious stretch here. We're missing out on these numbers with the Padres already lagging, falling apart, being tested, whatever the verb is that you want to use. It hasn't been the greatest stretch for the Padres, and the pitching has been obviously injured, but still producing middle of the road results enough that if also the offense was middle of the road, we might be winning some more of these games. It's just there's ups and downs and ups and downs. And obviously, like when we have a guy like this who's hitting 300 and Nando's got double-digit home runs and Manny's having a great year, but past that, it's like we only got 1 or 2 other guys hitting above 250. This team just falls off the face of the earth in the second half of the lineup in terms of its offensive production. So unless Trenton Brooks is going to jump in and just start smashing out home runs every 3 at-bats for an interim little stint, I'm worried. I'm not end of the world worried. I think that, though, if the Padres, if we don't have Merrill for a week, and we can't find that offensive groove to get it fixed in that time, and we, like I said, end up 6-7 back of the Dodgers after our second stint playing them. King's not coming back for a while. Darvish isn't coming back for a while. Although we got videos on all these other, but I'm just saying if maybe we reach a compound place where it's like, okay, now the Padres might want to just talk about being sellers at the deadline, and obviously, like that's a catastrophizing, as my therapist would say, and it's spiraling downwards. We've been there as Padres fans, so I'm just saying, like, this seems like an important moment to pay a lot of attention to Jackson Merrill and when we're getting him back and what we're potentially replacing him with. And so that is where we are at right now. 7-day IL with Trenton Brooks called up to replace him. If you hit the subscribe button, we will be back with all of the injury updates and everything that you need day in and day out to survive emotionally as Padres fans. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Talk to you guys next time.